All right. Welcome to a brand new review. This time I'm going to be reviewing a small little game called Bladed Fury. I'm pretty much done with the game now, and it's a very good, solid experience outside of a couple disclaimers, which I'm going to get into right now. First of which is the fact that on my Galaxy S9, it is really tough. The UI doesn't really show everything, and which I'm gonna get into when it comes to gameplay later. It really just limit what I could do as far as gameplay goes. Oh, but I'm gonna get into that when I get to the gameplay stuff. So basically, this story is mainly about you clearing up your and your father, the character's father's death. You have to clear both of your names and fight against the entire Chinese kingdom empire, stuff like that. So it's basically that plot. If you know some, who watch certain movies or shows that are like that, it's pretty much that. It's not gonna blow anybody out the water, at least that I know of. There's no hidden twists and turns as far as I know, unless it's in there and I skipped it, which is good and a bad thing. Like the cutscenes can be skippable. Even on the easiest difficulty, I found myself skipping a lot of the story cutscenes, if not all of them, because I was getting right through the story. And the speaking of that, the game's length, I will say, once you know what you're doing, it does fall on the shorter side. Basically, the structure of the game itself, it is pretty much for me, from my perspective, I'm gonna cut it down to like 3 to 4 parts. One is the intro, getting into the world and stuff. The second is where you go into this puzzle section where I got lost in because I had to figure out everything. The brightness on the screen too is another big disclaimer I will put out there. The lighting and the presentation of the game. The presentation of the game is really outstanding. It does have that Chinese art style, which is already good because Chinese really have good artwork anyway. I'm glad that's been carried over into this game. But anyway, the brightness and the UI really makes it really drags an otherwise really great game down. But yeah, the graphics, they could have been so much better, and I could clearly see and understand what the world's going on. And some things like the puzzles would have been much easier. I'm glad I looked things up on YouTube and figured out what the heck I need to do to solve that puzzle. But yeah, once I got that down on the last time that I did it, it wasn't much of a problem. I did it one string. That's the second part. The third part is the platforming, which again, doing it on a mobile device, it's hard to like get the button inputs down right. So when I double jump, there's some platforms they will fall the second you step on them. So you have to know what to do and make sure you press all the buttons the right way in order to get to from one platform to another platform. Sometimes it just drops my inputs and I have to start all the way from the beginning, which is a big frustration point for me. I mean, it's not really that big frustrating, but it can be a deal breaker for some. Now, I like platforming, but that type of platforming, that old school type of platforming, I'm not the biggest fan of. Okay, On to the gameplay. What do I think of it? Basically, you have a light weapon and a heavy weapon. You have dual swords for your light attacks. You do little basic combos and the big, heavy, almost like a great sword type weapon. Blades like supersized. It just do all your heavy attacks and get around breakthrough armor and that. Oh man, you can do charge attacks and you have a shield that you can parry. You have your double dodge. You have your double jump. Yeah, double dodge, and you can dodge in the air too, like air dash. Kind of like Trickster and Devil May Cry. You can do that in this game. Ooh, and yeah, some moves. I mean, it doesn't have a long move list like Ninja Gaiden, but you can buy moves and such, like more health items and better parrying and blocking attacks, and more powerful attacks like the charge. Again, with the UI not showing everything, even if I buy the moves, I, to really get this out the way, I didn't buy and use all the moves because you can only buy so many skills during one playthrough. So yeah, I ended up not using some of them mainly because the UI was just incomplete. I feel, and some of the moves, some of the charge moves, and the last like in-game moves, I didn't even buy or use, mainly due to that UI limitation that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, because of me being on mobile, Galaxy S9, that's where the biggest issue kind of lies. Like, I've seen videos and clips of this game on YouTube. Oh yeah, it makes hard. It's just a really bad UI, and the brightness just makes my experience that much less. And I've seen videos and clips of this game on YouTube where a gamer was using all of the resources at their disposal, and it's really, really good. Just to say the truth, for me, the game is bogged down by the UI and brightness issue. If it wasn't for that, the full potential of this game can easily be seen on YouTube. Where people parry attacks and then charge attack and all of that in fluid motions. Like, it's really good. So the story's forgettable. The gameplay leaves more to be desired for me. And there really isn't much for the game after you beat the game. There are higher difficulties, which I pretty much did. By the time this video is up, I will have already completed. And there's a challenge mode. You have to finish off all the 9 bosses in a boss rush. Basically, a boss rush mode. You gotta beat all the bosses before 10 minutes or less. But because of the UI and everything I mentioned earlier, guess what? It makes the hardest difficulty and the challenge pretty much difficult to do. So I'm not gonna be going through them. Sadly, I won't be going through the challenge after I beat the hard mode. So my overall opinion, I have to give this game. If I'm gonna give it a score, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's fun. It's enjoyable for a bit, but once I finish, it's like something I never want to go back to. And it's a shame too. An otherwise really fun, solid game bogged down by graphic UI experience. So yeah, that's pretty much my playthrough and thoughts on Blade of Fury in a nutshell. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments. As far as plans for the future, after I beat this game, I'm gonna uninstall this, and there may be something else I'll look into before I go through the next transition involving PGR. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you all for more videos and or live streams.